If you're looking to buy or sell Madden 21 coins, check out my sponsor MUT Reserve for fast, cheap, and reliable coins. Stop wasting money on packs and get the players you want today. And of course, my code OUTLAW will save you 15%. Yo, what's good everybody? So today I'm going to be showing you a formation that works really, really well in this game. Has a lot of good running plays, a lot of good passing plays, beats cover 2, cover 3, lots of one-play touchdowns, especially if you have some faster receivers. And if you've been following the channel, you know I've ran this offense for a long time in Madden 20. I love this offense, works really good in this game too. And if you guys would, just subscribe to the channel down below and drop a like on the video. I'm making all these videos and these are all free ebooks. I'm giving out all these tips for free. Subscribing to the channel is free, and it also helps me to make more videos just like this because, you know, I don't want people out there having to pay for ebooks to help be able to have fun and play the game, you know. All right, so the playbook we're using is the Minnesota Vikings, and you're going to come to single back, and it is single back doubles north. And before we even look at the plays, the first thing I always do is make sure that, see, I have McCole Hardman here. A lot of the times, where he's at, they'll have the tight end there, the backup tight end there. Just go there, sub the tight end out, and put your second best receiver there. All right, so there are 4 really good plays in here. So whenever you set your audibles, just do left trigger for audibles. So I've already done that here. We're gonna do halfback dive, halfback stretch, a wide receiver corner, and PA inside cross. So I think the only one that's there by default is the wide receiver corner. So X is something else. You would just come down, go to halfback dive. Y, you would just come down, halfback stretch right there. Wide receiver corner is that one's there by default, but it's Y right there. And then the PA inside cross is the play at the very bottom. All right, so the main play out of this is this wide receiver corner. Really, really good play. There's a lot of different setups you can make with it and basically beat any kind of coverage, any kind of defense. So, I mean, I'm going to show you how to do all that right now. And another thing about this offense is that you can actually audible up to like trip tight end, gun bunch, gun doubles, all these other good offenses. And then I'll show you that a little bit later. But yeah, that's another thing you can do with it too that makes it pretty cool. All right, so I just called a simple cover 2 here. I'll show you how to beat the cover 2. We'll do cover 3 after that. So this is the play stock. Honestly, like stock, it works really good. The main person you're looking for here is Tyreek on the left, the X button. That's the guy you're looking for. He gets open. I mean, 99% of the time you see here. I mean, he just gets right over the cloud and, in front of the other guy. And he's just wide open. You'll hit that read a lot. The nice thing about this offense, one that I like the most is like, this is not like a roll out and throw deep corners kind of offense. This is, you can really sit in the pocket. So you don't have to worry about having like a really fast quarterback. You know, if you wanted to use Dan Marino and Mud or whoever, you can really sit in the pocket with this offense. Another thing I'll show you that I like to do is this guy on the far right over here, Watkins. If you put him on just a slant and then just motion him in about 1 or 2 steps and then hike the ball, usually he gets underneath all the zones. You just throw it across the middle. We picked up about 5-10 yards right there. That's kind of a play, you know, if they're blitzing hard or, you know, they're playing man, that's one that always usually gets open. That's a really good play to call. Another setup I like to do, especially against cover 2, you know, cause you know that there's zone drops, you know, those guys are going to back up those cloud flats like way back. So these corner routes may not be open like that all the time. One thing that I like to do, to kind of get around that is, basically all I did was streak out Hardman, the wide receiver, just put him on a streak. Then your tight end, Kelsey, the A button, just put him on a drag. So you see it kind of looks like that. And then now, like, either you're going to hit, Kelsey on the drag or Tyreek will be there on the corner as well. So, I mean, see here, we'll just drop it down to Kelsey and he was open. We get, you know, 5-10 yards there. And there's a ton of different things you can do with this. I mean, your wide receiver, it kind of depends on if you have Hot Route Master or Slot Apprentice or whatever, so he gets the 4 extra hot routes. I'm just using the Chiefs right now, so they don't. If you don't, that's fine. The wide receiver, sometimes I like to put him on a slant, so it's kind of like this. There's nothing wrong with that. This usually gets open a lot too. You see he's open right there. We'll just dump it off to him. I mean, that's obviously not going to be our first read, but you know, if you want to just switch it up so you're not so predictable, you can just, there's a lot of things you can do here, obviously. Here's another thing that's cover 2 that I do sometimes just to switch it up. It's really not something you typically would do, but this C route right here, if you want to just, motion him all the way over and just leave him on the C route, don't change him. I mean, it sounds kind of dumb, but just leave him on that route. And then you can streak out Y and A. So it looks kind of like this. If you wanted to, like, you know, I don't know, wheel, put your halfback on a wheel. And then B is going to be, wide open in cover 2. It kind of takes a second sometimes. You can pass lead him up here, and you see he just gets right open and right across the middle. That's where you kind of want to hit him as soon as he gets past that, whoever is over here on the left. Once he hits the middle of the field, he should be wide open every time. I do that every now and then too. It's not, something I always do though. All right, so now we're in cover 3. Really the only thing you want to do here is just streak out your wide receiver and then streak out your tight end. So Y and A, both just put them on streaks. It'll look something kind of like that. And then, really you're mainly going to be looking for your wide receiver because he's going to be faster than your tight end, obviously. And then you might have to roll out a little bit. You probably won't have to. You just kind of have to wait until that far left safety or corner bites down on that corner route, and then that streak's gonna be wide open every time. That's absolutely gonna demolish cover 3. So I'll run it again. Your B receiver, if you wanted to do something with him, I mean, get him off that C route. If you wanted to put him on like a slant or something, just in case they're using one of the streaks, then you can do that too. You can see here, just kind of wait for him to bite on the corner. You can toss it up, and then I mean, McCole Hardman is just gonna burn him all the way for a touchdown every single time. Now I'm gonna show you this PA inside cross. This play honestly is really good stock. You can leave it stock and run it, and there's a lot of good options you have on this one. So we'll show you this one. We'll do it against cover 2 first. So with this one, I'd always want to make sure your fastest receiver is the one on the far left. So the X button, so in this case, obviously it's going to be Tyreek Hill. We want him on there. That route he runs just, I mean, it absolutely destroys cover 2. It's a one-play touchdown if they're not using it. Everything else, bro, I mean, you can really just leave it the same. I mean, if you want to do something with your running back, maybe put him on a wheel. That way you don't get the play action animation. You can do that too. So I mean, we'll just run it one time so you can see, and you can just watch Tyreek, and you can kind of like pass lead him to the left a little bit. So I mean, there we got him bounds, but you want to kind of maybe pass lead it a little bit more up so you can keep going. I mean, if you got to swerve him a little bit, that's fine too. And then I forgot to do the PA thing, but whatever. So I mean, you see here, he absolutely just demolishes that guy down there. And I probably could have kept going, but I mean, you get the point. I mean, he's going to absolutely, just that route just kills both of those guys there. So, and you see Kelsey's also running a pretty similar route too. You could also hit him over here. You might have to pass him down a little bit. There you go. I mean, just those 2 routes right there are just going to kill cover 2 right there. And then, I mean, if you wanted to, you know, you can motion in. I mean, if they're using it or whatever, you can kind of bring in this guy, motion him in a little bit. Get him up underneath all the zones and stuff, just kind of like how we were doing before. That works. Your wide receiver, I mean, he'll be open. I mean, this play right here is good. This play is good. Here's what makes this offense really unique. And I used this for a lot last year. I mean, obviously I had like Golden Ticket Bo Jackson, all these other cards too, all these really fast cards. Halfback stretch works really good at it. This is a really good run and play. And like, I mean, it's Madden 21. I kind of thought they would fix the run this year. They didn't. The run is still broken. Everybody's still running down people's throats. We'll come out and just some simple run defense here. That's why this is so hard to guard, because you don't know if they're going to be passing or running the ball. So if you have a good running back, you know, a couple of receivers, I mean, you're really going to have to keep them on their toes guessing. So this is the stock play right here. Honestly, I'll just run it one time to show you. Works pretty good, just straight up, just like that. I mean, we got 5-10 yards there. Usually what I like to do, to get as many blockers to one side and get our guys as like many blocks as possible. And you can take this receiver right here, move him over. And that way it'll just give us an extra blocker to this side. And then you just kind of hike it, and then you'll see they'll go pick up somebody. And this time we actually busted off one time. I mean, they missed a couple blocks right there. I'm not really sure why. It is practice mode, so it might be a little buggy. But we'll try it one more time. You might have to ID the mic. We'll ID the mic. We'll put it, I think this is the guy that they missed. He's the one that's blitzing. So, yeah, we'll do this, and it should get him this time. They still missed him, but yeah, you see this time we break it off for a little bit better run, and we're gonna take this one for a touchdown. So yeah, you can kind of motion guys over to whatever side you want to. That way you can have more blockers, and then you can flip the run, motion, you know, Kelsey over. I mean, you can motion him over here, or you can motion Watkins over here. Just kind of whoever. We'll put Kelsey back. And then Watkins will bring over here too. So I mean, if you wanted to flip the run and go this way, I mean, that way it kind of keeps your opponent guessing. That way they don't see you motion this guy and they know you're going to run the ball. You know, you can bring this guy over here and then you can run it this way. You see it still works really good. We get a lot of yards here. So yeah, I mean, these runs are really hard to stop. So, and then also the halfback dive. I mean, it's not the flashiest thing. And if you have like one of the running backs in mud that just bulldozes everybody over, this might be for you. The halfback dive, I mean, I've always ran it. Just, I mean, when you need a couple yards here and there, you'll get it. I mean, see right there, they kind of box it up right there, but we still got a couple yards, so we'll call it again. I mean, if you have some really good stick work, maybe, and see there, we get a few more yards. So I usually try to run that in, you know, short yardage situations, or if they're coming out in like, you know, 1-4-6 or big dime or something with like only like 2 or 3 down linemen, then you can just run that halfback dive all the way down the field until they come out of it. I mean, and if that right there wasn't already, you know, a pain to go against enough, bro, you can literally, you can look at all these formations you can audible into. I mean, gun tray Y flex, gun empty base flex. I think you can even go, yeah, gun bunch, trips tight end. I mean, we can just straight up do that right now. Motion in a gun trips tight end, PA shot post. This is a play I know a lot of people like to run. It's a really good play. Yeah, so we straight up audible into that. So we can audible up, audible down to all these different formations. So we'll just run this right quick. I mean, this isn't really a trips tight end video, but you get the point. So, I mean, we're just going to make a very terrible read there. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't me trying to make a great pass, but you see you can audible up, audible down to all these different formations. That's another reason why I really like this offense, because it just makes it that much more unique. Besides, you know, the running and the passing, a lot of good offense there. I mean, we can go to all these different formations right here too. So, I mean, whatever you want to, man. So, I mean, that's another thing that people have to be on the lookout for when you're going against it. So, and trips tight end, since you can audible into that formation, it's a really good formation too. So, I mean, that's another thing they kind of have to keep guessing. Obviously, if you audible into it, I mean, you could audible into it and run inside zone if you wanted to, but I mean, PA shot post is a really good play. I know a lot of people have used trips tight ends, so they probably know a lot of these good plays, but if you haven't, I mean, PA counter go is also a good one. The inside zone works really good too. But yeah, you see all these different drop posts, inside crosses. I like the inside cross play, the curl flats. There's a lot of good plays in here. The screens, they work a lot better. So whenever you set your audibles, you can set them in here to 2 to, you know, just whatever you want to set it to. And then you can audible straight into that. It gets really hard to guard this offense. So that's basically what we're getting at here. But I mean, yeah, I mean, that's really about it for the offense. I think I covered most of the main points I wanted to make, you know, just the cover 2 beaters, cover 3 beaters, you know, the different passing plays, the running plays, you know, the sets you can audible into. But I think that's really about it. If you have any questions about any of this, if maybe I didn't go over it well enough and something's confusing you, just drop it down below and I'll be happy to answer it. Yeah, so if the video helped you, just, I mean, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Drop a like, really helps out the channel a lot. I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. Then just drop a comment down below, you know, let me know what you thought about this offense. If you tried it, if you're going to try it, what you think about it, and if it helps you out a lot, I'd be glad to know if it does help you. That'd make me feel a little bit better, you know. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Stay fresh. Peace. Perfect.